Okay, FIMU. She's lit. Okay, so I did not write a letter. Not because I am super lazy and because I just have so much to do during quarantine, but because I already know what I want to say and I wanted to be able to look at you guys while saying it instead of looking down in the letter that I would probably go off script on anyways. Plus I'm not as nervous because I'm not really standing directly in front of you guys. And Spencer's out here too because he's been in FIMU just as long as I have. I wanted to start off by saying, yeah, I did not expect this. I did not expect to grow and to learn as much as I did from this chapter. When I first joined FIMU, I personally was so uncomfortable and terrified and out of my element and never thought that being in a room full of 50 girls would be something that I would enjoy. Truthfully, it always stressed me out being around that many people and just being in a confined space. But when I say I have learned more from this chapter and the sisters in this chapter than I have in my 5 years of undergrad, I mean that 1,000%. I've always been relatively confident. I've always not really cared what people think about me, but I have never been one to share just anything about myself, to open up to people I did not know. I hardly open up to people that I do know. And I remember being terrified before the fire retreat because Addie had warned me, you're gonna have to tell people more than your middle name. And I didn't want to go. Truthfully, I'm being honest. Didn't want to be there. Wanted to go home. Was gonna say Spencer was sick. And then we started sharing around the circle, and of course I'm next to last. And everybody else is opening up, and it's super deep, and I'm gaining a newfound respect for all of the sisters there, and realizing that if they can open up to me, what makes me so different from them? They're probably just as nervous as I am. I'm no different. And so I did. I opened up, and then I did it again at the next sisterhood retreat. And I survived both times, didn't die. I remember telling my mom about it. She was stunned. This chapter has taught me how to open up. That is probably one of the biggest things. How to be honest about myself, what's gone on in my life, what's gone in my relationships. I've told people stuff about my relationships I've probably never told before. I have told people about my mental health that I would have never opened up about, and I'm so happy that I did, because I had sisters who have been here for me and who have loved me and cared for me and helped me through some really difficult times. And if I hadn't learned how to open up, then truthfully, I probably would never be in a healthy relationship, because that's something I've learned how to do. Another thing that this chapter has taught me is how to, I don't know how to word it, not stand up for myself, because I do that probably too often. How to lead better, I would say. Being on exec and just really taking in the opinions of other people, even if I don't agree with them. Getting used to being around people who I don't agree with and still loving them no matter what. In high school, you kind of hang out with people that you agree with. And same thing when you pick your friends in college at first. You're gonna be drawn to people who you agree with or who you have common things with and do the same things. And so I joined a chapter, and we have so many different sisters, and truthfully, it's made me a better teacher. It's made me want to teach my kids to hang out with people who are different than them, because just because they're different from you, maybe the way they look or think or act or what they want to do, politics, religion, doesn't matter. You can learn so much from them, and I have learned from that, and now I want to teach my students that. So I think that's really exciting. Trusting people is another thing that this chapter has taught me how to do. Someone's riding their dirt bike up the hill right now. Yeehaw! Alright. Sorry about that. Get him. Get him, Spence. So sorry, guys. You're supposed to, like, have advice to give at the end of this, and I guess my advice would be to trust your sisters. I think that you can be on junior exec or exec, and you could not be. I think you could go out every Thursday, Friday, and Saturday, or you could never go out. I think you could go to every social event and not a single academic event. I think you could go to only sisterhood retreats and nothing else, and chapter. And I think you can still be an amazing sister because everybody still has stuff going on. Everybody has their own life. Everybody has their own mental stuff happening, physical, family, school, other activities. And all of those things are just as important as FIMU. I will say I've gotten more out of FIMU than I have from anything else. But I've gotten a lot out of other things in my undergraduate career as well. So, yeah, open up and trust your sisters. The rest comes. The rest, you still get to be with sisters. You still get to be a part of the sisterhood, and your sisters will still love you. And so I think if you're a younger sister, or not like younger, but just newer, realizing that it doesn't matter what position you hold. It matters what you give to the chapter and how much you trust it. I already wrote a letter and posted it on Facebook because I like to pull the trigger and got trigger happy and just decided I was going to go ahead and post it. But don't take your time for granted. Like, yes, we all have other shit going on, like I just said, but saying I'd rather watch Netflix every single week instead of going is not the answer. So yes, don't take it for granted. You don't have as much time as you think you do. We can tell you that. So go as often as you can. I'm getting a little teary-eyed because, like, it was taken away too soon, and I thought I had more time. But I'm thankful for the time that I do have. We all should be. We got to be in the chapter, even if it was for a month. Even if we just joined in January and we were graduating now. At least we got to be a part of this chapter. And so that's what I'm here to say is, like, learn from us seniors who are getting their time cut too short, and use that to live every moment as a FIMU woman that you can while you're at Western. Do not waste it. Get involved. Dance at stupid Greek week things and mess up in front of everybody like I did. Run during the Greek week things because they think you're athletic and you're really not as fast as the track people. And then gain weight because everybody called you the athletic one and you had to overachieve. So you had to, no longer be the athletic one. Cheers to that. Get involved on exec if you want, or get involved in your committee. Be besties with 3 girls and then go, whatever you want to do, just do not waste your time. I just guess I'm just, like, super understanding of, like, everybody having their own shit to do when they're in FIMU, because I was that girl and I know so many of those girls. So just appreciate her while you have her. Go when you can and trust your sisters. Trust and love your sisters. That's really, like, all you can do. And be thankful for this chapter. Ooh, please don't sting me. Okay. Recap. We're going to have a quiz on this next week. So, what did I learn from FIMU? Let's go back over it. I learned how to trust people. I learned how to open up to people. I learned how to be around 50 plus girls in a room without screaming and pulling my hair out. I learned how to love people, my sisters, and people in general. I take that back. People in general, because, or not, regardless if they have opinions that completely are different than mine, if we don't get along, if we want to punch each other in the face, still love them and tolerate them and learn from them. God, there's so much we can learn from people. Like, what's the point in only hanging out with people who agree with you all the time? You learn nothing. You just sit and twiddle your thumbs. Okay, besides the point. Anyways, I learned how to let loose, even when I didn't want to. And I tried things that I would have never done, and I made some of the very best friends that I will have for the rest of my life, without a doubt. I talked a lot of shit about joining a sorority my freshman. That's awkward because it just stopped recording. So I learned a lot of things through Phi Mu and doing things with Phi Mu that I probably would not have done. And I said that I talked a lot of shit about sororities. Yeah, that's what I said last freshman year and sophomore year. And boy, do I get defensive when people talk shit about them now. Look at me. I'll have a friend back home talk shit about a sorority and I'll just go off. And my mom's like, Caitlin, you used to be that person, so don't be that person. All right. Love your sisters. Don't take anything for granted. Those are other things I said. 10-question quiz. I love you all to pieces. Get out there. Do all the things. Make all the TikToks. Go just hang out in the chapter room even though it's crowded. Do it. You. And you and you and you and the rest of you. Alright. LIOB. Phi Mu Castle. I'm not going to sing it. Friends are friends forever. That's a different one. You're lucky you little girls didn't have to learn it. Because I messed it up every single senior week. Alright, I said it. Good thing this isn't on tape or anything. Lena, my G, would strangle me if she knew I messed it up every time. Alright. To Phi Mu.